Today we are back looking at a new prompt I found very helpful and I wanted to share with you, and this is the AI Critic prompt. So with this prompt we try to steer ChatGPT to criticize either our text or actually the output itself from ChatGPT. I have noticed here with some prompt engineering we can get much more precise and rich outputs. I would also say that the results I have gotten seems much more relevant. But now let's take a look at the sequence of the prompt and then do some examples. This is the prompt I wanted to show you today, and I have named it the Critical AI prompt. And it's a 3-step sequence prompt. So let's take a look at the first step. I want you to act as a critic. Acknowledge this with ... answer. The second step I have is criticize the following, and we have text, title, story in curly brackets. So here you just pick what you want to criticize and convince me that it can be better. Let's think about the problem with the text, title, story, right, in curly brackets in step by step. And here you can see I have a text equals, and here I'm gonna fill in my text, right? So we're gonna take a look at that in our examples. And finally, I just go great points, rewrite the text and improve it based on your critique. So these are the 3 steps I have been using, but you can also add a few more steps that I might show you something about that. So what exactly will this prompt do for you? So you can see here, like, ChatGPT analyzes the given text and identify potential issues with clarity, coherence, organization, grammar, or style. ChatGPT considers the intended audience and the purpose of the text to suggest changes that will be more appropriate or effective. ChatGPT suggests specific changes or improvements to the text, which might involve rephrasing sentences, restructuring the text, and revising language to make it more engaging and persuasive. And finally, we have ChatGPT draws on its extensive knowledge of language and communication to help optimize the text and ensure that it is as clear, compelling, and effective as possible. So that is basically what the prompt is going to try to do for you. But now let's check out 3 examples. I might even do 4. So let's head over to ChatGPT. Let's start by priming the model. So I usually just go ignore all previous instructions. You don't have to do that. I want you to act as a critic. Acknowledge this with a ... answer. So we got the ... Now let's move on to the next step. And that is going to be criticize the following text and convince me that it can be better. Let's think about the problems with the text in step by step. And here I go text equals. So let me just grab the text. And I just grabbed some text from my website. What skills do you need as a prompt engineer? And let's just click submit. So now let's take a look at what ChatGPT thinks is wrong with my text. So let's have a look at. There are a few areas which the text could be improved. Vague title. The title, what skills do you need as a prompt engineer, is quite vague and does not clearly indicate what the text will cover. A more specific title accurately reflects the content of the text will be more effective. Okay, so we got lack of clarity in the introduction. I don't even have an introduction to this, do I? Maybe I do, but okay, that's fine. We have limited information. The text is quite short and does not provide much detail on what skills are needed to be a successful prompt engineer. Okay, nice. It will benefit from more in-depth information, examples, and practical tips. It's missing a conclusion. The text abruptly ends with a conclusion, without a conclusion. Yeah, because I just cut it off here. So that's a good spot. So overall, the text has potential to be more engaging, informative, and persuasive with clearer and more structured introductions, more complete content, and a well-written conclusion. Okay, that's interesting. Now let's move on to step 3. And for step number 3, I just go great points. Rewrite the text and improve it based on your critique. Wow, this actually looks very good. So let's take a deep dive here so you can see. It changed up the title. Now the title is The Essential Skills for a Career in Prompt Engineering. Yeah, that's good. It did an introduction. Are you interested in pursuing a career in prompt engineering? This guide will provide you with a comprehensive overview of the skills you need to succeed in this field. Okay, that's good. And it added some more content. The basic of prompt engineering, core programming skills, natural language processing. That's good. You got some problem solving. Okay, so as with any programming job, prompt engineering requires strong problem solving skills. Okay, collaboration. Prompt engineering often involves working with cross-functional teams. Does it? So effective collaboration is essential. I kind of would cut that out. Okay, continuous learning. The tech industry is constantly evolving and prompt engineering is no exception. Yeah, that's true. And it even added a conclusion here. So Yeah, I think this actually worked out pretty good. And I was quite happy with the points the ChatGPT pointed out in my text that kinda lacked some quality. Yeah, very happy. Let's move on to our next example. So in the next example, I want to brainstorm 7 email subject lines to send to the company Apple where you want to get a job interview. The job is your dream job and you will get paid more money and with better benefits. You think you are a bit underqualified, but your passion will make up for it. So let's see what kind of subject lines ChatGPT suggests here. So we have dedicated and passionate tech enthusiast interested in joining Apple team. Eager to contribute to the success of Apple. Let's schedule interview. Okay, so we got some, it's okay, I guess. So let's try to improve it with some critique. So I just go, now I want you to act as a critique. Acknowledge this with ... Okay, good. And now let's go criticize the following email subject lines and convince me that they can be better. Let's think about the problems with the email subject lines in step by step. And let's just grab, let's grab 4 of these. Copy and just paste them in here and hit submit. Let's take a look at what the ChatGPT criticizes about this. So we have the first one, dedicated and passionate tech enthusiast. So this subject line is a bit generic and does not differentiate the applicant from other potential candidates. Does not communicate any unique or noteworthy about the applicant's experience or skills. Okay, that's good. Eager to contribute to the success of Apple. Let's schedule an interview. This subject line is too direct and presumptuous. While enthusiasm is important, this approach may come across as pushy and overly confident. Nice. Let's take a look at this one. Passionate problem solver looking to join the Apple team. This subject line is a bit vague and does not clearly communicate the applicant's qualifications or experience. It also sounds a bit like a buzzword or cliche, which may not make the applicant stand out from other candidates. Okay, so not bad actually. Let's try to rewrite this to get them aligned with this critique. So then I just go, great points, rewrite the email subject lines and improve them based on your critique. So let's see here, we have innovative and creative tech enthusiast ready to elevate Apple's team. Collaborative problem solver eager to join Apple's success story. Okay, not bad. Driving Apple's vision forward, passionate and accomplished applicant. And finally we have experience-backed problem solver with a passion for Apple's mission. Yeah, I kind of like it. So of course you can just, let's try to rerun this and see what we get. Okay, so here we got something different. You can see we have expert in specific skill in brackets, seeking to join the Apple's team as a specific role. So here we gotta fill in what kind of role you are applying for, I guess. In the revised subject lines, I have incorporated specific skills, roles, achievements, and experience to make the applicants stand out and show their value proposition by highlighting these specific yeah. Okay, so that was a bit different approach, but not bad. I kind of like it. So I guess you can just do this until you find something you like. Let's move on to our next example. So in the final sample we have something a bit different. So we just go ignore all previous instructions, act as a professional story writer. Write a concise story synopsis about the impacts of severance from the following context. And the context I have here is from the TV series Severance that I think is on Apple Plus. If you haven't seen it, I really recommend it. So I just added a plot from that here and let's hit submit. Here we have our synopsis. I'm not gonna read all this. If you want to read this, just hit pause. It really has nothing to do with the TV series because it's just it took something from the plot, right? Now let's start to criticize this and maybe improve it. So then I just go, now I want you to act as a critic, acknowledge this with a ... answer. Okay, good. Then I just go criticize the following story synopsis and convince me that it can be better. Let's think about the problems with the story synopsis in step by step. And story synopsis equals, let me just grab this, copy, paste, submit. Let's take a look at what ChatGPT critiques with this story synopsis. So while the story synopsis presents an interesting premise, there are a few areas where it could be improved. lack of character development, lack of detail, predictability. The story follows a relatively predictable plot arc with Mark and his team discovering the truth about the company's memory division technique and eventually forcing the company to abandon this. This lack of surprises or twists may make the story feel formulaic and engaging. Very good. And it has a lack of conflict. While Mark and his team are pitted against the company, there's little conflict within the team itself. This can make the story feel one-dimensional and lacking in emotional depth. Not bad. So overall, while the story synopsis presents an intriguing concept, it would benefit for more character development, world building, and unexpected plot twists. By adding more conflict and complexity to the story, the synopsis could be transformed into a more engaging and memorable tale. So let's try to do that. So I just go great points, rewrite the story synopsis, and improve it based on your critique. Okay, so here we have it. So let's just read it. So the revised synopsis seeks to address the point raised in my previous critique by adding more character development, world building, conflict, and moral complexity to the story. So yeah, I actually read it and I kind of have to agree. It changed quite a bit and I felt that this was much more engaging. It leaves kind of this mystery thing over it. So you can see here, when a mysterious colleague appears outside the work, Mark's curiosity is piqued and he embarks on a journey to uncover the truth about their jobs. So actually it kind of improved it a bit. I was quite impressed by this. It was much more readable and much more engaging. Of course you can compare this yourself if you want to read both. But actually I think ChatGPT did a very good job here to improve this story synopsis. So hopefully this video gave you some inspiration when it comes to prompt engineering. If you want to grab the prompt, check out the link in the description below where you can sign up for my newsletter where you get a free PDF with a lot of good ChatGPT prompts. I will include this one in that. Also, check out my membership if you want to dive deeper into generative AI. Also, this video, if you like this one, I think you're gonna enjoy that. But as always, thank you for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.